This might be one of the most important videos I've ever released because of its foundation of the 90-day transformation that's already changed thousands of lives. If you're new here, this is where everything begins. This program isn't motivation, it's not hype, it's not think positive. It's about understanding how your subconscious mind works, how your energy shifts, and how your identity rewires itself when you know what you're doing. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the starting point. Why your brain repeats the same patterns. Why meditation actually changes your behavior. How each week of this program builds on the last. And what it really takes to transform your life from the inside out. This is where real change begins. Let's jump into the original teachings. Now in this video, I want to talk to you about perspective and a little bit about the program. But when I say perspective, I want to frame your thinking a little differently first before we get into all this stuff. So I'm going to jump right into something right now. I'm going to jump into things like meditation, mantras, energy psychology, tapping, brain-heart coherence, certain breathing, certain things that you're going to do. I want you to start to look at it from a completely different perspective. What I mean by that is, let's use meditation. Often when we think of meditation, we think of very zen, sit down, spend an hour. Now, when I started on this journey, I didn't care about any of that stuff, to be honest. Let me explain. What I mean by that is I really wanted to figure out how you change your brainwaves, because I knew that was the most important thing to learn, and how to change your subconscious mind. So if I had to take you and hang you off our, let's say, balcony, 45 stories in the air, and that changed your brainwaves, and that started to recondition your subconscious mind and get rid of all those programs and recondition new programs, we'd be hanging you off my deck. So let's go back to the word meditation for a minute. Meditation is really just one thing or a couple things what you're doing. You're slowing down your brainwaves in meditation, and you're starting to gain control of your thoughts. That's all it is. So I want you to look at everything that we do in this program as those are just tools. I don't care what words are been used or what you use, but they're conditioning your subconscious mind, they're reconditioning your mind, they're making your mind stronger. It's like a muscle. You're working your muscle here, and that's all it's doing. And if some of you think you can't do it, you already do it, by the way. If you're walking outside and you're in the present moment for just 20 seconds, that means you're meditating, by the way. And I know everybody listening right now and watching this video 100% has been able to stay in the present moment for 20 seconds, because there's been times where you've been so focused and excited on something that you were just right there involved in that thing. So you already have great control of your mind. You just don't understand it yet. And you might have looked at these words and thought that, well, you had to sit there and meditate for 10 hours. I've used many different techniques to master my mind, and I just haven't followed all the trends that many people lay out and say, well, you have to do it this way. There's not one size that fits all in anything, by the way. So let's start to recondition our perspective of how we're looking at certain things that we're doing. I want you to look at it, for example, like going to the gym. When you go to the gym, you work out your muscle, and you can see that maybe you're losing some weight, or maybe you're getting a little stronger, or whatever you're doing at the gym. Now, that's why it's hard sometimes with the brain, because it's invisible. Well, you keep going to the gym because you can see a result, so it keeps you motivated. But what's crazy is it's this thing that gets you to the gym. It's this thing that gets you all these things that you want here. So you would think that you would focus on this thing to master this, because it gets you all that other stuff, right? So think about it like you're just working a muscle. Your brain's a muscle. Let's use it that way. And you're just working it every day like going to the gym. And every day that you go out and you say are able to, for example, stay in that experience, which I call, let's use present moment, but I use experiences, that controls your thought a little more. And that's a big win for you. And so let's just look at it that we're consistently looking at it that way. And we're just using a muscle every day. And it's like we're going to the gym and we're retraining our brain. And that's all we're going to be doing. And the stronger this gets, the stronger you get out there. So let's just realize everything we do is just training this brain, training this muscle, so we can get amazing results when we start to go out there. Now, I want you guys to understand that there's things in this program that are designed to take you through each week. For example, everything is designed in the weeks to get you a little stronger here, whether it's to help you focus on your thoughts and get more control of that, whether it's to move your brainwaves, whether it's to recondition the energy in your body. But everything starts to work with those brainwaves. And each week plays on the following week. So meaning you get stronger each week. So don't go into a week and think, well, this is kind of simplistic, because I'm going to tell you this right now. Many of the things that I do, I go back to the simplistic stuff more often than some of the more complex stuff, because I know that those are the ones that really retrain my brain. Okay, so think about it like that. Now, so when you get into week 1 and week 2 and you're working up to week 3 and week 4, don't think that's simplistic and overlook it, because you got to understand we're building upon each week. So when you get into like week 7, 8, 9, 10, you're ready for some of the bit more, not even advanced stuff. You might call it advanced stuff, but I don't like to say that. You're getting more strength, like a muscle in your brain, so you're ready for that next stage. It's like going to a sports arena and you're playing on a hockey or football team and you got to go to practice every day. Eventually you get better and you're ready for the game. So that's how I want you guys to look at it. Each week just gets a little stronger. And again, what did I say before? Enjoy this process. Enjoy the experience. Have fun with it. That's the key. So if you look behind me, you're going to see a few things. You're going to see propel, flourish, and momentum on that side. So every 2 weeks, we work on one category. Propel for 2 weeks, flourish for 2 weeks, momentum for 2 weeks. And again, we move over to velocity 2 weeks, infinite 2 weeks, and destiny 2 weeks. So that's week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that gives us our 90 days. When you get to the end, destiny, the goal is that you've become like a mystic. Now, I said in the last video what a mystic was. You just master your inside. You're a master of your inside. And so the goal when you hit destiny is to be operating almost like at a mystical level. And you can get there. Believe me, you can. I've been able to do it, and I know you can do it. I'm no special person. The fact is, I just was consistent and I practiced every day, a little more. I'll be honest with you guys. One of the secrets to all my success in life is I've always just been more consistent than everybody. That's pretty much, there's been people smarter than me, more intelligent than me, but they just weren't as consistent that I usually am. And that's what I'm going to help you guys do. Just be consistent. So when you work up to destiny, you've really mastered your inner world, you're controlling your thoughts, behaviors, emotions, and you're at a completely different level.